Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing. Appreciate you guys checking out today's episode. And guys, today I'm going to show you my cold water bass fishing box, one that I put together. I've had it for a long time, for 10 years, for the coldest part of the winter. This is when the water temperatures are within 5 degrees of their coldest period, and it's a really specialty box. And what I want to do is I want to go through every one of these lures I have in here and explain to you guys the situations they work the best in. I think it's just going to be a real good information for you guys moving forward on some new lure categories, so we'll get into that here. Also, guys, a couple quick things we get started. Solarbat has got the sale going this month on my Solarbat series RB2s and RB3s. Right now, you can get them at 30% off at Solarbat. I'll put the link in the description to the Solarbat website, or you can get them at my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video. And also, guys, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, jerkbait fishing, if you want to learn how to do it now, there's not a better time right now than to go out jerkbait fishing here in the Ozarks with me. Just shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Anglers, for details, and I'll get you all set up with that, so appreciate it. Okay, now this is sort of an old school box here. This is some of the more traditional old-time cold water bass fishing lures that are still highly effective today under a lot of different situations. But to be honest with you guys, my wintertime bass fishing really centers around now a lot of jerk baits and little swim baits and like A-rigs. But the box that I have here, this is the hardcore wintertime box that I use in specific situations. So we're gonna go over that in today's video. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the old jigging spoon. And there's a couple different ones I want to go over here as far as the sizes that you need to really know. Let me pull a couple out here. Jigging spoons come in a lot of different sizes. And they also come in different colors too. We'll talk a little bit about that. But the three primary ones I use, this is the 3/4 ounce jigging spoon here. And also, guys, I'll link all of these baits in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to get that, use that link to get you some of these wintertime baits, you can use it. But three different spoon sizes I use. There's number one is the 3/4 ounce jigging spoon, and then the 1/2 ounce jigging spoon, and this is a white one. We'll talk about the white here in a second. And then this little bitty junior one, this little 1/8 ounce one here. This is a killer right here under certain situations. So let's talk a little bit about when I use both. Now, first of all, here's the difference in the size between the 3/4 ounce and the 1/8 ounce here. The 3/4 ounce is the staple jigging spoon. It's just the staple size that people have been using forever. And I usually use the 3/4 ounce size if I'm wanting to get really, really deep, or if the wind's blowing, or if there's some type of submergent timber. So one of my favorite things to do with the 3/4 ounce model is to fish it, over the tops of submerged timber, fish it down on the end of points out in 45 to 60 foot of water where I really have to get that bait down deep. A lot of times if it's, say, I'm fishing those points deep and I know those fish are in 45 or 50 and it's windy, the 3/4 ounce spoon will get me down there quick. And also, if the fish are aggressive and they're biting real good, a 3/4 ounce spoon is the way you want to go to. It's just faster and more efficient. And it's the choice it's my number one choice if they bite it. I mean, it's simply because you can be more efficient. And on the other end of the spectrum, the little 1/8 ounce here, this is deadly, guys. If you have a lake that's got a lot of spotted bass in it, or really clear water, or the fish are finicky and tough to catch, a little 1/8 ounce is a really good size. It falls pretty quick too. And I'll fish the 1/8 ounce in the same type of situations I fish the 3/4, but the only difference is the mood and personality of the fish. Sometimes if you have a day that it's like really bright, the water's really clear, fish are finicky, they want a little bit more of a downsized model. Also, in the coldest water, like if you got water temperature down around 40 degrees, the little bitty one will work a little bit better than the big one. The big one works a little bit better when those water temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s or around 50. So those are the two choices there. Now, the white one, this is a sort of an Ozark deal here. This white jigging spoon, guys, is a really, really popular bait in my part of the country in clear water if you have a cloudy day. So if you have a cloudy day, rainy day with some wind or something, try the white one, because the white just glows a little bit more in the water and it's more visible to the fish deep. And we catch a lot of fish here in the Ozarks on a white jigging spoon in the 1/2 ounce model. Now this is the 1/2 ounce here, which is just a good all around size for a lot of different conditions. Okay, the next one, this is sort of along the same lines, but it's a little bit different. And this is one that's sort of like, oh, it's got a local following. It's got sort of a cult following, and that's the old Flutter spoon. Now, the difference between a Flutter spoon and a jigging spoon is the fact when a Flutter spoon falls, it just, the nature of the spoon, it goes all over the place when it's falling, like on the descent like that, where a jigging spoon will fall like straight down. It'll move a little bit, but the Flutter spoon really does that. It flutters. The time that I want to use the Flutter spoon in the wintertime is when I'm casting the spoon. Now, a jigging spoon, I'm right over the fish vertical, popping it up like that. But a Flutter spoon, say for example, if I get out on a main lake point, I'll take the Flutter spoon and I'll cast it and I'll pump it like that and let it flutter back down, and I'll pump it. And it's really good for suspended fish. So if you have suspended fish out on points, Flutter spoon is a really, really good bait. Also, if you have submerged timber where those fish get in the tops of the timber, Flutter spoon is good. Some of the best Ozark spoon fishermen here in my part of the country, like Dick Collier from here in Springfield, Missouri, experts with Flutter spoon fishing, and they really work good. Okay, the next one, another old school bait. If you guys have been around fishing for a long time, you'll know what it is. This is the old Little George tail spinner. This bait's been around forever, since the 70s. Tail spinner is a really good bait anytime, you know, the fish are in the same type of a situation as the spoon. And the difference between using like a tail spinner and a spoon is they work in the same situation. So everything that I described with the spoon, you can catch them on the tail spinner just as well. The tail spinner is a good bait because you can fish it vertical and you can also cast it. It's heavy, so it casts a mile. It's also good for schooling fish. But my favorite way to fish a Little George, tail spinner like that is to cast it out on main lake points, let it sink all the way to the bottom, and just hop it up off the bottom. You know, just like that, let it flutter back down. And that little tail spinning like that is deadly. This bait right here, guys, back in the 70s, it won a ton of tournaments. So this is a super, super famous bait back then. Okay, the next one, this is a little bit more modern bait. We talked about this before, is the Spybait. Get them unhooked here. Spybait is a really deadly bait for wintertime fishing. That megabass level swimmer is the one I use. Anytime that you're catching fish on a jerkbait or an A-rig, you can catch them on a Spybait. It's very subtle. When it comes through the water, the head on it wiggles a little bit like that, and you got the prop spinning, so it's got a little bit of flash to it. Really, really subtle bait, and it's really good for suspended fish. So again, anytime I'm fishing points or ditches or just down banks, I'll take the Spybait out there, throw it out. It's a sinking bait. I'll count it down to 10 to 20 foot and just slow reel it. You know, just barely slow reel it, and it just sort of just goes like this across the water column. It's a really, really good bait for inactive bass as a Spybait. Okay, the next one, which is similar to a lot of these, this is the Megabass Dyna Response blade bait here. Now this is a blade bait, and a blade bait is pretty similar to how you fish like the tail spinner here. It's sort of a similar type of a deal, except the Dyna Response blade bait, it vibrates hard. The tail spinner will not vibrate too much. It's just got the flash of the tail. But a blade bait, like the Dyna Response from Megabass, it's almost like a rattle trap. It's got a hard vibration when you pull it, and it's the same thing. I'll vertical jig it, or I'll cast it, let it hit the bottom, and then pull it up off the bottom, let it flutter back down. But the blade bait is an excellent cold water bait there. Comes in a lot of different colors there. And finally, guys, now this is one that I don't even think you can buy anymore. You'd have to find it on eBay, is the old Georgian shad. This was made by Man's Lure Company. It's very similar to the blade bait in the fact that when you pull it up off the bottom, it vibrates real hard and falls back down. But guys, this Georgian shad, I have caught a bunch of really big fish on it. All over, everywhere I fished it. I caught some big fish at West Point Lake in Georgia on it, Lake Eufaula, Alabama on it, here in the Ozarks. Same deal, fishing it on the same type of winter places, but it's a really good bait for big largemouth. So anyway, guys, that's just sort of a quick overview. That's sort of my wintertime cold water old school box here. To be honest with you guys, out of my wintertime fishing, I use the jerk baits and little swim baits and the A-rigs probably 80% of the time, and I'll use some stuff out of this box maybe 20% of the time. But I just wanted to show you that, guys. There's a time and place for it. And just like I said, guys, I'll link some of these baits in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video if you guys want to try a few of them. So hope it helps you guys out. Talk later.